In addition to breaking dysfunctional family rules, Step 5 is another significant step in learning to reparent ourselves and to face the exact nature of our childhood abandonment. This abandonment is linked to the wrongs we have committed against others. We take a balanced look at how we have harmed ourselves and others as well. Reparenting tools include addressing the hypercritical voice in our head that fuels our self-doubt or self-harm. With reparenting, we begin to accept the fact that we have good qualities. The qualities have been understated, but they are there. We fail to see our internal goodness because we tend to focus on a mistaken sense of being flawed or hopelessly wrong. In Step 5, we must be honest about our selfish behavior and claim it. We must also lift our eyes to see our kindness and our love, which is there and which was first. Some ACA members find it difficult to identify or to claim their good qualities, but we have them. Through reparenting, we challenge our inner critic by reminding ourselves of our strong points. By doing so, we realize that we are not as bad as we thought we are, nor are we as noble. We have a balance of positive and problematic traits that we are learning to accept or to address. We approach Step 5 with an attitude of love and trust that our higher power is with us and will not abandon us. We have taken a hard look at ourselves and our family of origin in Step 4. We have held nothing back. We are now preparing to release years of stored grief, shame, and hurtful secrets to God and to someone who understands. Many ACAs choose their sponsor or counselor to hear their fifth step because they have developed trust with this person. It is important that the person hearing the fifth step understand what it is that we are trying to do. It is not our job to explain the fifth step process or to educate the person about ACA when we sit down to tell our story to him or her. We choose someone we can relate to and who will not pass judgment on our inventory of our lives. The spiritual principles of Step 5 are honesty and truth. We must have self-honesty about the effects of growing up in a dysfunctional home. The effects are our survival traits, which include people-pleasing, becoming addicted or marrying an addict, fearing authority figures, and feeling guilty when we ask for what we need. We often confuse love and pity, and we tend to love people that we can rescue. We also can be the rescued. We stay in an abusive relationship because they resemble how we were raised. We are terrified of abandonment, so we tolerate high levels of abuse or neglect as adults. The abuse seems normal. In Step 5, we must also have self-honesty about those we have harmed, including ourselves. When we look at the exact nature of our wrongs, we must be honest about our motives and designs. We must take ownership of our wrongs without minimizing our errors or exaggerating them. Many adult children commit wrongs against others based on a sense of being defective or unwanted. Driven by an unnamed hurt inside of us, we harm others so that we might feel powerful, or we recreate the isolation that we became comfortable with as children. We harm others, which is wrong, but the exact nature of our wrongs is that we have harmed ourselves. In harming another, we usually have acted out on a survival trait. With such behavior, we miss a chance to address our isolation and the feeling of being defective. The old saying goes, hurting people hurt others, and that appears to be true for adult children. The script goes like this: if I can hurt you before you hurt me, then I will feel powerful and in control. Our inside hurt does not give us the right to harm others, but understanding that pain can begin the process of freeing us from its grip. Realizing such pain is the starting point for change and learning to love ourselves. We listen to our hurt and reparent it towards self-love. If we minimize our wrongs or fail to see their exact nature, we fall short of the mark of self-honesty in step 5. Self-honesty does not mean self-harm. We want rigorous honesty, but we do not want to abuse ourselves by being rigorously scathing. If we overstate our wrongs and beat ourselves up, we tend to drift in an attitude of martyrdom, and we assume the victim posture. At the same time, we cannot be too lenient on ourselves for harms committed against others. Being too lenient can lead to an attitude of being damaged goods without hope for repair. This can lead to the victim plateau as well, and mire us in self-pity, or push away the true path of self-discovery, which is part of step 5. The key to rigorous honesty that steers between self-abuse and leniency is this: we become willing to face whatever we have done and then do the footwork to change. We work the steps, we listen, and we talk to others about our feelings. If the pain of feeling defective or shamed emerges, we sit with it instead of acting out. The pain will pass. We pray and seek the truest course with input from our sponsor, counselor, or ACA group members. Our answer will emerge, and we will recognize it. Step 5 is where we embrace a more balanced view of who we are as sons, daughters, citizens, employees, business owners, and spiritual seekers. Since we come from homes that were out of balance with abuse or hypercritical attitudes, it is not easy for us to embrace our positive qualities. But we have such traits as compassion, trust, intelligence, and spirituality. Other positive traits are friendliness, honesty, and tenacity. We are not the disease of family dysfunction, but we have acted on harmful traits developed in that family when we were children. We are facing our behaviors in step 5 and making an honest attempt to change. We can feel good about this effort and our good character, no matter what our story reveals.